the good man from Centerburg, Andy Colella. Coach, how are you doing, sir?
Doing great. It's football season.
Absolutely. This is our kickoff. This is our first stream of the 25 season. So, Centerburg, you guys last year, a very good season. Mm-hmm. I mean, 4 losses, twice to Northmore, won a regional championship. Mm-hmm. Once 12-0 to Danville. And then Ontario, who has an Ohio State wide receiver at quarterback, and you lost by 2 scores to him. You had a very good season last year. It's just, the scheduling didn't work out quite as well. I still think if you guys would have been on the opposite bracket of Northmore, I think it would have been a cool regional final to watch. But just, I guess, reflect on the season that you had 1 year ago and something that you guys can be very excited moving into this year. Yeah,
we were highly competitive. It was a good group to be around. They really bought in, and those games we were, a score or 2 early on in the season with Ontario and Northmore, and Matt's team, and a 2-score game. So, from top to bottom, we felt pretty good. We were able to get over the playoff hump last year a little bit and rematch with Northmore. So it was fun. It was exciting. The kids coming back this year, got that experience of what that's like. Yeah. So we're trying to use that a little bit to our advantage. We have quite an experienced group coming back from last year. So, those are kind of things that we're leaning on, to get us through until we get, some momentum and comfortable.
Yeah.
And so.
I mean, you have your quarterback coming back. You have Miles Marshall, who really was a phenomenal running back, especially the second half of this season. Your wide receiver game, you're going to get some replacements there, but that's something. If you have a good quarterback, I think they can lead your wide receivers.
Yeah, absolutely. To have him back, those 2 guys back there, but we have all of our offensive line back.
That's a big thing
as well too, in our tight end. So the core middle guys there, lean heavily on those guys, and we got some guys on the outside that have some experience as well. Maybe didn't start on offense, but play some defense or whatever the case may be. So, but when you have a guy calling the shots that's back and has that experience, and last year he had a really kind of quiet, good year. Didn't make a whole lot of mistakes and those kind of things. So, yeah, we're excited about that.
Yeah, I mean, as you should be. Defensively, what does it look like for you guys this year?
Hopefully playing really good defense.
Yeah.
The guys up front, again, are pretty much the same guys. On the offensive line, we're fairly deep there, and one of our starting linebackers. But I think on the back end is, that's where we need some growth at. We moved a couple guys around back there. We have some new kids, that'll be starting back there as well. So, but if we can manage things up front, that's going to help those guys on the back end.
Yeah. How important was it to, like you said, you guys got over that playoff hump, but that gave you 2 more weeks of practice, that gave you 2 more games with these guys coming back, to get ready for this year?
Yeah, I think that's one of the really underrated parts about, playing multiple weeks in the playoffs. Like Matt and Scott, I mean, they 14, 15 weeks. I mean, that's 15, half of a season, and multiple years in a row. So just the overall experience and practice reps and all that kind of stuff with those kids. I mean, kids done with high school, he's, play an extra year of football, if you can get those wins and stuff at that point. So, it's extremely important.
Who are some names that you've seen early on in practice that we're going to be welcome to here during the season that kind of surprised you so far, but you think, hey, this guy's going to do something for me this year?
Well, you've mentioned 2 of them already. The guys up front, I don't think they get enough pub. It's always the skill guys and the quarterbacks, and but all of our guys, Cole Evans and Evan Tudor and Clark Red and Aiden Gray and Lane Johnston. That's our offensive line, and Jackson Ballinger's our tight end.
A D1 recruit, pretty much.
Yeah, a little fly.
You got a fly guy.
But. So you have the Hayden Love, as a starter on defense for the last 2 years with us. He's going to be one of our new receivers out there. So we haven't heard too much about him, which is a good thing on defense because as a corner, you don't want to hear your name too many times over there. But that would be a guy. Tommy Haas is our linebacker that's returned. He's done an excellent job of kind of being the leader so far, and then some new guys stepping into some new roles. So.
Let's take a look at your schedule coming up this year. I mean, we know what happens in the KMAC, but the non-conference as well, Utica as well, team Dan will be at home with. You got Johnstown, and you got Worthington Christian. How, as Coach Bloom this too, just how important is it to get some good wins under your belt before getting into the KMAC, because this is a up and down good conference this year.
It's tough. Yeah, I overheard you talking to him. I made the same statement a couple weeks ago to somebody. It's an extremely underrated conference. You had 2 Final Four teams and all that kind of stuff, and I think that gets overlooked. So it's extremely competitive. Our non-conference schedule, we try to put some teams in there that are going to challenge us to get us ready for that. Utica has been a lot better, over the last couple of years, and obviously Johnstown, in their reputation. They used to be in the NBC with us, so somewhat familiar with them. And then Worthington Christian's always a high-quality team, so it's not an easy 3 games there
it's not.
to start off with. So we're looking forward to the challenge, though.
Yeah. But even you get a winner, you get a couple wins under your belt there, it could springboard you with some confidence.
Absolutely.
And those great playoff points. Speaking of playoffs, you happy with the new format this year? Top 4 get a bye. 5 to 12 play each other. They go to the top 4 teams. What do you think of the new format?
I mean, there's positives and negatives to it. That was the original plan
it was
prior to
COVID.
COVID. So I think the trick is going to be, the bye with the top 4 teams. If you get that spot, how do you manage that week if you get that? But I mean, you're still getting to that point. You're playing quality people regardless. So the goal is to make it in one way or the other.